Well, it's January 24th. This month is flying by. It's already the third week of January, 2024. I am still doing the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. This is day 24. Now, I've pulled a few things out of the freezer. I've got some blueberries here, and I pulled out some beef. I think I'm going to make chili beans later on today, and I'm going to make blueberry muffins with these blueberries. Now, I'm getting the recipe for my blueberry muffins from the Betty Crocker's cookbook, and this has a publishing date of 1986. And here's the little blueberry muffin recipe right here. So this will be the one I'm going to use. Pretty simple and straightforward. I did get the mixer out for this and make my job easier. I got a lot going on today, so I'm going to throw these muffins together, and we're going to have them for this evening's snack and maybe breakfast in the morning. Now the recipe says to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, so I'm going to go ahead and get that heated up. Now I've got this little heart-shaped pan that I could make the muffins in, but this is only 6 muffins and I'm going to need more than that, so I'm going to use a bigger pan. So I'm going to use a 12 muffin pan here, and I'm just going to put my little liners in here. That way I won't have to grease this pan up. Save me a little bit of time, and it gives the kids a little bit of a handle to hold on to when they're eating their muffins if it comes out in one of these little paper liners. So I'll be using a paper liner this morning. And get my muffin pan ready. I don't always use these liners, but sometimes it saves me time, then I'll go ahead and do that. Now I've already got the 2 cups of flour in here, and I'm going to go ahead and add the baking powder and the salt. It's 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to break up these clumps through this strainer because I don't want big clumps of baking powder in anything. Even though it's going to be mixed in a mixer, I make sure those clumps are broken up. I'm going to add a cup of sugar. And those are all of my dry ingredients. Now I've got all of the dry ingredients in here and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 eggs. The recipe calls for 1 egg, but I'll be adding 2 eggs today because I always add 2 eggs. Now I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of cooking oil. You can use whatever kind of cooking oil you usually add. And 3/4 cups of milk. Now I'm going to get all of this mixed in together. And then I'll add the blueberries. I'm going to use about half of the blueberries that I've got unthawed here. I'm going to use about half of them, and the other half I'm going to save for blueberry pancakes in the morning. Now a tip to keep your blueberries from floating all down to the bottom of your batter is to put about a cup of flour in a bowl and then add your blueberries. Just take your blueberries and put them in your cup of flour and just kind of fluff them around in there and coat your blueberries. Now these blueberries are coated, and when we put them in our batter here, they won't float down to the bottom of the bowl. They'll be evenly distributed around in that batter. Just to remember to allow for that cup of flour in your recipe. We're going to gently just fold them into here so that the blueberries are not all in one spot. We'll get them evenly dispersed. Then we're going to put them into our muffin tins. Now we're going to go ahead and fill these muffin cups up. About 3/4 full. This makes about 12 muffins. You can see the blueberries are dispersing evenly. Just evenly disperse it out all the way through. I think that's all I can fit in there. All right. Now I'm going to pop them into the oven, my preheated 400-degree oven. And we're going to put a timer on for about 18 to 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put it on 20 minutes, and I'll check them in 18. Well, our timer is over. And here are our muffins. They're not really brown, but they're done. Thank you for joining me today, and let me share with you what we're fixing from our freezer today, from our pantry, our storehouse that we've got going on. I'm glad that you came by, and I hope this inspires you to make some muffins or do something delicious in your oven today, to use something out of your pantry, your freezer, or your refrigerator, or your storage, whatever you have available. Thank you for joining me, and like always, until next time.